What is going on, Joe? Another gym workout in the books. Let me get my shitty $6 sunglasses. Hell yeah. I can't see shit. Oh yeah. So yeah, today I got a fun topic, little story time for you. I went on my first ever Hinge date. First ever dating app date, really. All other dates I've been on, I've met the girl in person, usually through a friend, or the girl asking me out because I'm a fucking pussy. But I decided to get on Hinge. It's crazy, dude, because I've gone on Tinder before, right? I've gone on Tinder just to kind of fuck around, not to actually go out. I was using it like a lot of chicks use it, where they use it for validation, which is pretty cringe. But hey, man, I was in college. That's not an excuse. But yeah, I would get like two matches after like swiping for a long time. And fine, maybe I'm being too picky, but I swear on Hinge, like the girls or on Tinder, the girls are either like really super attractive or really the opposite. It's kind of weird. Anyways, Tinder is literally dead. I think most people know that. That's why everyone's talking about Hinge and everyone's kind of using Hinge now. So I decided to hop on Hinge and dude, I get a fair amount of matches. It goes pretty well. I go on this app for a while, kind of swipe on people, and then I'm like, I kind of stopped using it for a while. And then I decided to get back on and I matched with this girl and she seems all right. She seems cute and could be fun. So decided to go out. And by the way, as a guy, if you're gonna use Hinge, you're not like, at least me, like nobody likes my profile. I have to like the girl's profile, send a message, and then go from there. That's pretty much like 98% of my matches is doing that. Yeah, but I feel like just the formula works better. So, anyways, I matched with this girl. She's pretty cute. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna do this shit. I'm gonna go out on a date with her. So we do. I pick her up from college. She's still in college. We end up going out to eat and then going to get some dessert after. And it was actually pretty good. I don't have any like crazy shit like saying like, oh, it was an absolute failure. It was horrid. But I'm gonna be honest, dude. I came into this kind of ready. See, before I went out on this Hinge date, I had gone out on 7 other dates. 5 with one girl, 2 with another. Both girls that I've actually met in person. And this was rather recent. So I was a total hermit for a year after graduating college. I didn't do anything. Most of my friends were still in college because I graduated a year early, or a lot of them moved actually across the states. So I was literally just basically a loner, not doing much except stuff with my family, living at home, of course. And then I ended up meeting some girl through a hangout with one of my buddies. We go out 5 times, dude, 5 times. And it just doesn't work. I think mainly just because I'm out of practice, I think was the issue. And the dates went really shittily. But honestly, like if you really like that person, that shouldn't matter. But I guess she just didn't really like me at the end of the day, or just didn't vibe. But that was like an absolute failure. So I'm like, fuck, dude, I gotta lock in. Like, come on, dude, 5 dates and like this girl ends up saying no. Like, what's wrong? Because she was actually attracted to me. She was the one who had asked me, not asked me out, but she was like asking all my friends about me, saying like, "Oh, this guy's super cute. Like, what do you know about him?" Blah blah blah. So then it was like an easy up to ask her out. So I fumbled a girl who genuinely liked me, which is some gnarly shit. So I'm like, okay, I gotta lock in. I end up going out on New Year's Eve for once in my life, dude. I actually go out with one of my buddies, and we go to a bar, and my buddy kind of introduced me to this girl he was just talking to in the bar for literally like a minute. And then, New Year's hits. I end up giving her a kiss, get her number, and we go out twice. And these dates went better. They still weren't amazing. I still had some fuck ups, but they went better than the dates with the first girl. I was able to escalate better. We ended up kissing on the first date. Second date was still a little awkward. Mainly just the escalation was awkward because, it's up to the guy to actually escalate. Dude, this shadow is like, fun. I'm just gonna keep the sun on me. Mainly up to the guy to escalate, unless you have one of those really forward girls. So yeah, I was ended up escalating kind of just near the end of the date though. It wasn't like during the date, so it was almost like, oh, I have to kiss her because it's the end of the date. That was okay, better, but not great. And then next, I got this girl from Hinge, and now okay, I've been on 7 dates pretty recently. It's time to fucking lock this in. So I autistically planned the date, dude. Literally autistically planned this shit. Like it sounds so bad, but I'm like, okay, this is when I'm gonna hold her hand. This is when I'm gonna kiss her. Blah blah blah. And by the way, a lot of that plan went out the window. I mean, not the things we did, but I mean like the escalation plan. Like I ended up holding her hands before I actually planned to. just because things went well and you can feel the shit out. You don't really need to autistically plan it unless you're someone like me who had some fuck ups and they're like, okay, this isn't gonna happen again. But I'm sure as I go on dates with this girl, I'll get even more comfortable, right? That's just how it goes. It's just practice. It's literally practice, dude. And some people might say, "You're going out with a girl, bro. That's not practice." Like you can't say that's practice because you're going out with someone. Like you're playing with someone's heart, and that's not really true. I'm actually seeing if I like this person, right? I'm seeing if we're a match, but I'm also getting reps while doing it. So to me, it's just productive and maybe, things turn out. We end up together forever. Who the fuck knows? Rather than some people will like go on a dating app and go out with some girl they think is ugly just because they can't get anyone else or they just want the practice of going out with a girl. But if you think she's ugly and you don't want to be with her, I don't think that's worth it. I think that's kind of where you draw the line. You want to find someone you're at least relatively attracted to and go out with them. Because that's all it really is in the beginning when you're swiping on Hinge or tapping or whatever the fuck you do. You are just looking for a girl you basically think's attractive. I mean, do do people like even really care what the fuck it says on the profile, like the little prompts? Like, come on, dude, it's not that deep. You care what the person looks like because you're just looking at pictures of them. You don't know shit. Profile really doesn't tell you shit. So yeah, I autistically plan this shit. I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna pick this girl up, which some girls aren't comfortable with that. This one was because it's a blind date. It's kind of like a blind date, except you know that you know what they look like, but everything else you really just don't know. So I pick up this girl from her college, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna drive. We're gonna go get sushi at this place. And then afterwards, I'm going to drive and we're going to go get dessert because if you go on a date, you should have at least two locations. Let's be real. Three if you're really feeling it, but at least two locations just to make it seem a little more adventurous. So I'm like, okay, we've done sushi. Then we're going to go drive somewhere. And I found a dessert place about 5 minutes away. I'm going to go drive and get dessert. And I'm like, okay, we're going to get dessert and then we're going to sit down and eat it. We're going to share it, right? Because come on, dude, that builds a little intimacy. So cringe. And then after we eat it, we're gonna talk for a little bit, and then I'm gonna lean in and give her a kiss. And then from there, I'm gonna hold her hand on the way back to the car, and then drop her off. So basically, that's what we did. We got sushi. Convo went really well. Then we drove to the dessert place, and I was actually started holding her hand while we were walking to the dessert place because we connected that well. So that's what I mean. Like you can just kind of feel it out once you get more used to it. Like feel out the escalation factor rather than planning it kind of like an autist. But the reason I did that was because of fuck ups in the past. So I'm like, okay, I gotta plan this shit out and be ready until I'm more comfortable just doing it naturally. Uh, and it sucks, but dude, I kind of dug myself this hole by like not doing shit for so long. It's like you get out of practice. It's like if I didn't go to the gym for a year and then I step back in the gym, it's just crazy. It's how much weaker and shitty you're gonna be. It's in a way, it's almost like restarting, even though you have past experience, because it's been so long. It's almost like restarting. And plus, I never got that good at it before. Like I went out with girls in college and stuff, but it was so easy because it was college, and I feel like girls were a lot more accepting about not like escalating as fast. Like I read some shit or my mom actually sent me some shit. She sent me like a screenshot of an Instagram post going on Instagram, and she sent me that on text, and it said like dating tips and shit, which I know my mom's saying that shit's crazy. But one of the tips was I agreed with some of them. It said like if you're taking the girl out, you pay for the bill. Totally agree. One of the tips was wait until like the fifth date to start like touching or kissing or being intimate. And I'm like, fuck no, dude. That is why I lost. That it's like a game. That's why I fucked up the first girl I started going out with because I didn't escalate fast enough. I didn't start holding her hand until the fifth date, dude. The fifth date, which is straight gnarly, I know. But let's just say I kind of really liked this girl and I didn't want to fuck it up, and that also made it worse. And then it leads you to fuck it up. So yeah. Honestly, going on something like a Hinge date, let's get back on topic. I think you really should kiss on the first date because, dude, this girl's going through hundreds of guys on Hinge. It's like if you don't make your mark on the first date on a dating app, then it's just almost not worth it. It's almost not worth your time or her time. If you genuinely don't want to kiss her, that's one thing. Like the date went shitty and you're like, okay, I don't like this girl. But if you like this girl and you want to go out with her again, I would try to at least definitely hold hands And then honestly, it's so worth going for the kiss if you think things are going well and you want to continue going out with her. Like, I'd rather get rejected while going for the kiss than not go for the kiss. I'd way rather get rejected. So, anyways, to wrap up the date, we kissed, we ate our dessert, then we kissed, and then we held hands back, and we actually held hands all the way in the car back to her college. If you're comfortable with one hand driving, then that is something else you can do. So yeah, ended up being good, and we're planning the second date right now. Now, do I think I'm gonna be with this girl for the rest of my life? Fuck no, I do not. But I do want to get to know her better and keep going out for a bit. I'm not gonna lead her on or anything, but the next type of practice and reps that come in for me will be, what do you do on the second date? What do you do on the third date to continue escalating and getting interest coming, right? Because the first date's one thing. I feel like I got that locked in. But when you start going on more dates, the dynamic changes. So that's kind of like the next step for me. You just got to take it step by step. 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 15 pounds in the gym, same thing. And I do genuinely think this girl's attractive, and I really enjoyed our time together. So that's why I'm going out with her again. You can do it if you're some kind of social autist like me or some kind of hermit. You can fucking do it. It just takes practice and building up. And I just wish someone told me like how important escalation is earlier if things go well. And things did go well with the first girl. I just didn't escalate. But I'm like, oh fuck, like I don't want to lose her. What's going to happen if this doesn't work? That is the exact mindset that gets you fucked in the ass. Yep, that is all. That's my advice to you today and my story on my first Hinge date. Sure, I'll have many more to come, and many more fuck ups to come as well. But I will take the win for now. All right, boys, y'all have a good one. Adios.